Well, a buddy of ours had a little mishap. We were coming back from ice fishing the other day, and he hit a pressure crack. So sled ended up going up and over, and he's okay. But as you can see, there's a kink in the tunnel down here, and yeah, custom rack back here is the reasoning that happened. It landed on the corner of the rack here and transferred the pressure down into the tunnel. But needless to say, we got a little bit of work ahead of us. We're going to try and straighten her out and get her going again. Got to order a few parts from Bombardier. This ski is actually pushed back about 2.5 inches to the other one, so there's a component in there that needs to be replaced. Obviously we need some plastics. The engine seems to be fine so far. There's not a whole lot left up here. The dash is cracked, and well, anyways, it's in here. Stay tuned, stick around. We're gonna see what we can do and get this piece of equipment back up and running. We're gonna try and get that kink out of the tunnel as best we can. So yeah, if you're interested, stick around. We're gonna see what we can do. Fired up! So here's the sled. I got some of the plastics off. We're missing one. It's out on the lake somewhere. Just taking assessment of what's happened here. So we got some broken plastics. We're gonna try and repair them as best we can. Some stuff we're not going to be able to repair. It's going to have to be replaced. One of the headlights is smashed pretty good. We're going to see what we can do there. Well, we were looking and we're trying to figure out why the cluster wasn't working, and as it turns out, it's because the bank of pins has torn off the back of the circuit board. So we're going to have to get in there and give that a little solder. Yeah, it just ripped right off. On the upside though, the contacts are still there, so we should be able to solder that back on. to reassemble the engage cluster. As you can see, there's still a crack visible there, but that's the best we can do. These aren't serviceable. These parts aren't available through BRP any longer. But we did get the pin soldered back on, and the cluster does in fact work. So yeah, we just got a minor crack in the display, and we're gonna have to live with it. As you can see here, we were able to use a soldering iron and stitch some of this plastic back together as best as we could. Some areas a little better than others. Again, most of this is not going to be visible, so we're not overly concerned about how it looks on the inside, just as long as it holds together. It may not hold. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, well, we'll look into getting a part later on. While we're waiting for the parts from Bombardier, we're going to try and straighten this tunnel. So in order to do that, we're going to pop this rack off, move everything, drop the suspension, and release any tension that's on the tunnel currently. And then we're going to try and massage that back into place. We've got most of the dent out. It's kind of hard to see. It's not the prettiest looking, but some heat and some persuasion, and she's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Most of the kink out, and yeah, now we just have to make a plate to go in behind there and support it. Let's give it a little extra rigidity, seeing as it's been compromised once already. All right, now that we've got the tunnel straight, I've made a plate, and we'll just put a bend in it. It's gonna go in this location, a little lower, obviously, where we can bend it, so that it's gonna come down and make an L shape underneath the running board, just to give it a little bit of extra strength. Paint her up, rivet her in, and she should be almost like new. All right, a little hard to see, but I've got my bracket clamped into place. Lines up with the existing bracket up in the tunnel. I'm going to drill some holes. And we'll be riveting in the bracket with these black 3/16 big head rivets. All right, the panel has been riveted in, and the tunnel is about as straight as we're going to get it. So, new support bracket in there, and now we just got to get the suspension installed back in place, and we should be good to go. So we fitted most of the plastics back on. We've got the cluster back together and that headlamp housing area back together. Seems to be holding all right. We're going to have to strip it down anyway to replace the front suspension support component when that comes in. Still more to go, but taking stock of what we have and seeing what we need. We have some parts on order, and once they come in, we'll continue with this build.